You're too fat, too ugly, too stupid, too useless, no fun. Everybody experiences thoughts similar to these. You are not alone. Loser. Self-esteem is a characteristic that truly shapes our life. It is a self-concept formed from the positive or negative evaluation of the self. There will always be people more smarter, more taller, thinner, or funnier than yourself. So, if you do not learn to control the negative, it will control you. So I hope you liked the short video. What I was trying to get across was what exactly self-esteem is and how, in particular, low self-esteem can affect our everyday life. Moving us on, I want to introduce you now to 3 of my favourite coping mechanisms which are used in order to restore your self-esteem when it is diminished. The first is called Cognitive Reappraisal. And Cognitive Reappraisal involves reframing an event in order to change your emotional response to it. Psychologists use this as a coping mechanism, a coping strategy in which they can teach their patients to monitor and evaluate their negative feelings and thoughts and replace these negative feelings and thoughts with more positive ones. Sounds simple, right? You get a bad thought, you cut it in its track, and you replace it with a nice one. My second favourite way of improving self-esteem is by something called a downward social comparison. This is where, when you experience low self-esteem, you compare yourself to other people who are much worse off than yourself. This comparison virtually guarantees that you look better than others, virtually pushing your self-esteem through the roof. So the third and final coping strategy of self-esteem that I wanted to talk about today is self-affirmation. Self-affirmation involves a process in which people cope with specific threats to their self-worth or self-esteem by reaffirming unrelated aspects of themselves. So for instance, say you encounter a failure which makes you very upset and distraught. You may try to emphasise your positive features in an unrelated aspect of your life to compensate for this failure. Take, for instance, the example of a student who struggles to make many friends. Now, this may be down to his lack of interpersonal social skills, but he compensates for this failure by positively reinforcing other areas of his life, such as displaying all of his sports trophies because he's brilliant at sports. Food for thought, hey? Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the blog.